My dear viewers, welcome to another episode of Busy Bee from Germany. Our topic today is Best Books for Barbie, why you should consider buying these 5 Japanese Barbie books. I'm Busy Bee from Germany and welcome to my channel. Great books help you to understand and to feel understood by John Green. My dear viewers, I would like to start with Twist Barbie. That's a book with a lot of pictures. It has not so much of the history in it, but you get a introduction to Barbie and you see some of her outfits from the vintage and mod time. Here it's nice to have a look at. You see here some special outfits from Japan too. Some prototypes, a lot of vintage and mod. You see also Francie and other family members like Julia and Ken. You see here some cases, a little brief history of Barbie in the first 40 years, since this book was especially made for the 40th anniversary of Barbie in Japan. You also see here some collector dolls, some from the more modern times. You see here some stories about collectors, which I think is quite interesting from the Japanese era, and you also get here some patterns that you can copy and make your own dresses. That's the first book I ever saw these patterns in, so don't worry to buy this book. It has also some postcards in the end. If you don't speak Japanese, it's no problem because there are lots of photos to have a look at and they are really great. So I would definitely recommend you to buy this book. It's maybe a little bit complicated to get, but you can get it via Amazon Japan Marketplace and then you can let it ship to your house by a shipping company. So the next book I would recommend to you is Barbie in Japan. That's a book written in English, but it deals with Barbie in Japan. You get a lot of information here. You have at first the story of how Barbie got to Japan and the production stuff. Everything I already told you about in the last videos. You will also see here the differences between the outfits made for the US market and for the Japanese market, and you see here is often a comparison between the outfits where you can see both, and you also get a lot of the Japanese dresses here, also some prototypes, which I also like very much because you don't get so many pictures of them. So especially the Japanese market fashions are here very nice portrait and you can have a detailed look at them. I especially like this one here. You also get some Japanese Francie with a sidekick glance and some of her friends with their outfits. So it's quite interesting to read. Here are also some booklets printed in the back so that you can get overview what was made for the Japanese market in comparison to the US market, and it's very interesting to read. My dear viewers, I can't read out the title to you because it's written in Japanese, but I'm going to give you a translation of it because my Japanese is not good enough. This book was written by Yukiko Chino and it's a complete Japanese book. You see it by the way how it's made. We start from the back and then go to the front. It has a lot of story in it. You see only a few pictures, but I think it gives you details of Barbie in Japan. You see here some of the rare outfits for the Japanese market, and I think it's quite interesting to read, but I have not translated it at all now, but I plan to read this in the future. So my next book recommendation is Japan Barbie. It's a book that shows the collection of Yasuhiro Sekiguchi. And don't worry, it's with Japanese fashions and you don't have to read very much. It's full of pictures and they are very lovely. You get a good overview over further outfits from the Japanese market that Barbie in Japan does not cover. So here you have a wide variation of Japanese outfits made especially for the Japanese market in the 60s. From vintage and mod times, and you see they are very nice. Here are also some prototypes in this book. I always like to see prototypes, and they were never produced. Have a look. Aren't they lovely? And we have here some of the booklets scanned into the book too, so that you get an overview, and we have Fancy section if you are interested in fancy outfits. Normally the outfits for fancy are hard to find and hard to get pictures in any way of them, so I recommend you this book to get a good overview if you're interested in fancy or Barbie outfits, not portrayed anywhere else. This book is a good source for Barbie and Francie and their outfits from the 60s from Japan. So my last book recommendation is the book by Fumiko Miyazuka. I'm also going to show you a title of this book in a translated version of the title. And this book is about the cooperation from Fumiko Miyazuka with the first Barbie designer. And you see here some pictures and a lot of text. As you can see, this is also a Japanese book, really made for the Japanese market, because we start from the back and go to the front. It's about the cooperation between these two women in the first years of the production of Barbie and her outfits. And I think it's a quite interesting story. Maybe we can translate this book later too. And I thought this was quite interesting to have, because how many voices do you get from the production from Japan? So I had to buy this book because I think it's very interesting, and I would definitely recommend you to buy this book from Amazon Japan too. And I think it's no problem to get this one because it's still available on Amazon Japan. You just need a credit card to get it delivered to your home. My dear viewers, I hope you like my little video about the best Barbie books for Japanese Barbies. We covered these 5 books in this video. I hope you got an overview about the content of these books. I think they are quite an interesting topic to cover in my book section. I would recommend you to buy these books if you have the chance to. Question of the day is, do you have any Barbie books at home? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you liked my little video. And of course, you can recommend my channel to your friends. You can share, like, and subscribe. See you in the next weeks. Your Busy Bee from Germany. Bye!